Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be planting my fall garden. Some of the stuff I may be late on, but I'm going to try anyways, because you never know. Sometimes we have really warm winters. Maybe we'll have one this year. But I spent all day yesterday and a couple days before ripping everything out of my garden from summer. There's a couple things left over, but I'm getting ready to plant all my fall garden. I'm going to take you guys along with me. Alright guys, when you're doing your fall garden, make sure you have all your seeds together. I have all of my winter, fall veggies, and even spring all together, and I keep them together. I just use rubber bands. But also I make a list every single time because I won't remember all the time. Most of the stuff I could tell you what are good companion plants for each other, but sometimes I do mess up, so always have a list out of what is good to plant next to each other, okay? Because sometimes you don't want certain things next to each other when you're planting it because it will just inhibit growth. But make sure you have a list. Look up companion planting. While I go along, I'll tell you what I'm planting next to each other, and I'll show you some of the summer stuff that I still have in that it can go next to. So for instance, I still have some tomatoes right here that are still producing really good. They don't have a ton of blight, and I have some wire back there, so I need to know what can go next to my tomatoes while they're still in. So I looked it up, and some of this I knew, but now I can do lettuce near tomatoes. So I'm right here at the base, I'm going to plant lettuce around here, okay? Also spinach can go near tomatoes, and snap peas, which is perfect because I already have a trellis for the snap peas on both sides. So I'm going to do snap peas right there on the edge. And then I'm going to be doing some spinach and lettuce mixed in here. And I also have some down there tomatoes that are still producing really good, and they have a lot of tomatoes on them, so I didn't want to rip them out. I want to try to preserve my harvest as long as I can. Even though it's getting to fall, they'll keep producing. But right here, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put snap peas, lettuce, and spinach. Remember, I showed you in a previous video, like, I keep the little baggies, the little craft baggies for my seeds so that they don't spill out. Inside these open ones, I even have the little baggies too. And I have written on them what it is. Okay, and this is a great way for you to put your seeds and keep them categorized. So I'm just going to lay my seeds out, and then these are the 2 sugar snaps I'm doing. I just got this one. They look yummy, and then we've eaten these. We love these, and I might find, I think I have some snow peas. We really love snow peas also. So these are the ones I'm going to probably do, these on this side and these on this side. And remember to follow the instructions on your seed packet. They tell you how deep and how far apart you need to plant them. So remember to do that when you're putting them in their rows. Here's the two spinaches I'm going to do. These are great spinach varieties, Bloomsdale longstanding and spinach butterfly. They're really good, and some of the leaves get huge, I mean big, and they're great. So this is what I'm going to put on the rim of the sugar snap peas, and then do some lettuce here, maybe a little lettuce on the outside. Okay, and I got these little labels at the Dollar Tree, and they're great, and you just want to label where they're at. Once I'm done planting this bed, I'm going to water it all. Now you can't see it, but I made little rows right there, and I'm going to put some of this tatsoi. This is new for me. I'm excited for this. Supposedly it's really good. And these you have to actually space pretty far apart, so a foot apart. So right here I'm only going to get like 3. Now I'm going to put, I have iceberg lettuce on this side to the right of my spinach. I'm going to put iceberg, some green romaine, and more butter crunch. Now before I cover these rows, I'm going to sprinkle some blood meal on them, which blood meal is just basically nitrogen, and leafy greens like nitrogen. So I'm just going to take a handful and go back and forth in the rows. Throw some for the spinach too. And I put some spinach right up here in this front row. And then you're going to push the rows back over and then water it in really good. Alright, on this side right here, I'm going to plant 2 different types of bok choy. This is actually pak choy, which is known as Chinese cabbage. And then down there I'm going to put some Swiss chard. Now I am alternating for the root vegetables, some bone meal in there. So I'm putting some bone meal and just a tad of the blood meal. You don't want a ton of that, but I'm putting bone meal in there for them, which this is nitrogen and phosphate. I actually got these last year, a ton of these on sale at Home Depot around this time, so keep an eye out. Still getting okra. Let's fry me up some okra here soon. Hopefully this keeps going as long as possible. And over here I already planted carrots, rows of carrots in here. Hopefully I get a good harvest. They haven't come up yet, but carrots are finicky. So in this bed I put cauliflower, kale, and cabbage. I have carrots right there. I put some turnips right there. Then I have kohlrabi, Swiss chard, bok choy. And then I have all of this was lettuce, different types of lettuces, and spinach. And I also did like a tiny row of beets right here. And then I did beets right here, kale, more kale, broccoli, and more cabbage. And these two beds I'm going to be doing garlic, but not until the end of September. Hey guys, I'm going to show you my lemon because it's starting to change and it's also starting to bloom again. And it usually does this around this time of year, every year for me. Right before I get ready to trim them down for winter, they start to bloom. And they'll bloom again, usually dead of winter, and then they'll do it again in the spring. So I'm going to show you my lemons that are almost ready. Alright. Here's some of them. There's the ones that are turning yellow. I have some more clusters back there. And the bees love my lemon. It is one of their favorite things to come to. And I have some more blooms getting ready to open right there. There. I'm going to have to trim these down. I trim them down every year, and I'm going to have a video on that. Here in a couple weeks, I trim them down pretty severely so they can fit in here for the winter. Oh man, my key lime just exploded this year. And I have some baby fruit on it. And then you see the blooms too. And there's another one. They're hiding. So I'm going to get ready to trim this down, and then I have, this is an orange, and it's finally giving me blooms. It loves this weather. I haven't got any off this one yet, but it is starting to give me flowers, and I have one more lemon. Just a couple pieces of fruit. It had more on there. What is that? That's 5 pieces. 5, 6. It had more, but it kept falling over. Looks like this one's getting ready to bloom too. Kept falling over, even though it's looking a little yellow. We're gonna have to feed them. And of course my figgy, this is one of 3 figs that I have. This is my oldest fig, and it has really, it's got huge this year. It's only been in the ground a year, so a lot of this is brand new growth. I picked off one fig. I think I have one ready. Oh, yep. Oh, I had another one. I didn't even see that one. That one is so ripe. It's overripe. Might leave that for the ants. But it's done really well this year. My other ones are not, they have some fruit on it, but not a lot. This one has given me a ton this year, so I'm really excited. If you have never smelt a lemon tree in bloom, oh man, you're missing out. It is the most amazing smell. Alright guys, now that's the end of my fall planting. Some of it's popped up, some of it's not. My carrots are really struggling. Who knows why. Carrots are finicky, but if they don't pop up here soon, I might do a second replant of them. But most of the stuff is popping up, and you saw the sugar snap peas, a couple beets and stuff popping up. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Get your fall gardens in if you can. I'll see you guys next time.